Hi, and welcome to the course. My name is Mohammed Saleh. You can call me Mo. I will be your instructor during this course. Let's start with some house rules. Rule number 1. This course is not to make you a technical expert in networks. So don't worry if you forget a detail here or there. What's important is that you pay attention to the examples and capture the main concepts. You will come across several examples of networks during the course. Some are really basic ones, and some are more advanced. Please spend time to understand them and try to reflect on their applicability to your line of work. Rule number 2. At the end of each section, you will find a quiz. Please complete it to assess your knowledge. If you want to discuss the questions, the answers, or the concepts discussed in a lecture or in a section, please do not hesitate to contact me. Rule number 3. Feel free to ask any question. I will get back to you as soon as I can. That's all. A small tip: you will find the progress bar at the top right corner. It's to give you an indication of how much progress you made through a lecture and how much is left. Thank you again for joining me and other students on this journey, and I hope you will find it beneficial and interesting. Let's start. In this section, we will discuss the following: Introduction to networking, key networking terminology, overview of network components, and business and mission critical networks. Let's start with a basic question. What is a telecom network? A network is a group of devices which can communicate together. They can establish calls, they can share files, and exchange information. Perhaps we can start with a really simple example: your Wi-Fi network at home. You can use the Wi-Fi at home to send photos to other family members who live under the same roof. You can also use it to send the file to the printer if the printer supports Wi-Fi. Your mobile is connected to your home Wi-Fi. Your neighbor is connected to his or her own Wi-Fi network. Those are two separate networks, and by default, they do not communicate together. The next question is, why are networks even important? The question sounds trivial, but let's go back in time to understand the impact of networks on our lives. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors were living in much smaller communities, if they wanted to communicate, they just stood close to each other and started a conversation. The human civilization grew, and communities had to exchange information with other communities. They relied on messengers and merchandisers to do this. Then we started domesticating animals like horses and pigeons. We were able to use them to deliver our messages faster and further. We also used smoke to broadcast a message. That's another term in networking we use when we want to say we are making an announcement to whoever receives the message. Nowadays, smoke is still used in the Vatican to announce to bystanders if a new pope is elected or not yet. Okay, Fast forward through history. Postal services were invented, and the postman became our default choice to send or receive information. Then, Telegram was invented, and Telegram networks became a powerful tool to exchange information across continents. Then, the phone was invented, and phone networks started to grow. Over time, our need to exchange information meant that we wanted to communicate with people who are not stationary when receiving the message. And mobile phones were invented. We are now in the 80s, and the internet is invented. And the rest is history. The internet allowed us to shorten significantly the time and effort required to send a message to anyone as long as they also had an internet connection. Our appetite for communication seems to be infinite. Today, we rely on hundreds, even thousands of networks in our daily activities. Your fitness tracker uses several networks to send your health information to a mobile application. You use mobile networks to access your bank account. Your work and personal emails get routed via different networks to reach their destination. Train driver uses different networks to communicate with other colleagues to make sure you arrive safely. Your flight pilot has to communicate with the air traffic controllers to ensure a safe and a smooth flight. I hope you get to appreciate better the importance of networks. Human beings need to communicate, and as this keeps growing, our networks keep growing. That's all for now, and hope to see you in the next lecture.